welcome to another episode of The Platform. Super cool to have Gabriella Tooma on the show. She's a dancer from the Gold Coast, and it all came about through a random post on Facebook. And this is what I found.
Hi, my name's Gabriella Tooma. I'm from the Gold Coast, Australia, and currently living in New York City.
Yeah, an incredible talent, and it was fun to jump on Skype and film this. It's from a random post I saw on Facebook. Was that an audition that you were doing?
No, so Broadway Chicago are actually having a search for Roxy, and I've applied online for it. This is really rare because it's the first time that they've done it, because usually all their castings are done in person, and I'm usually lining up at like 5 a.m. for all these auditions. But however, they've decided to go along with this voting thing where people can like share and like videos for them to get recognised in order to, I guess, become recognised by the casting company. So that was a pretty cool thing to have happen, and I just decided, why not? And yeah, it's just really great to have the support. So that's what I've done. Just went ahead and done that.
That's so cool. So are you originally from the Gold Coast?
Yeah, I'm from the Gold Coast. I grew up there. I went to All Saints as a school, and then I went to dance technique. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. And then when I graduated, I got offered a scholarship into AMDA, which is a conservatorium program in New York City. And I studied there for 2 years, graduated, and then immediately booked work after that. And since then, I've been doing regional production shows in the US. I've done Chicago, I've done Swing, I've done Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I'm currently into my other show right now, which is The Real Rogers Follies, and I have another one coming up called Holiday Inn. So just doing lots of regional work, and I've also been judging across the US as well. So I've judged the World Dance Championships, which was like 2 months ago, and yeah, I've just been working a lot, choreographing and teaching alongside doing what I do. So yeah, I've been keeping really busy. So yeah.
That's so cool, but it's such a contrast. I saw a great video of you dancing on the beach on the Gold Coast, but to live in New York, like how you like the city? It's pretty amazing, right?
It's there are no words to describe it. It's honestly changed me so much as a person. Especially coming from the Gold Coast, we're brought up to be surrounded by such a beautiful scenic area, and then to live in a more condensed space in Manhattan is definitely changed things for me, because obviously in Australia, like, our population is so small in comparison to our space that we live in. So that's a bit different, but in terms of the environment, I love the fast-paced I love the fast-paced vibe of this city. It's just it's something that I've learned to adapt to, and it's amazing. The people there, the community, and especially the performing arts. It's just a big change from Australia, but I love it. It's incredible.
You said before that you've been like dancing since you were 3. Like how passionate are you and how committed has that journey been for you? Like, do you just literally work all the time on your craft?
I do. I take class whenever I can. I try to take class from Broadway choreographers to try and get seen as much as I can, because it's very, very competitive over here. But I do everything I can in my power just to be seen. It's insane when I think about the amount of people I'm up against every day. I'm always hustling. That's what they call it in the city. Like, always hustling. You're always going for it. I'm just doing anything I can to really, maintain my craft. So whether that be me spending time in an audition room or trying to get seen by someone, taking class. That's what I do. If I'm not on contract, that's something I'll definitely do all the time. And it's been a dream of mine to be on Broadway ever since I was around 8 or 9 years old.
Wow.
And then I came to New York, and my first show that I saw was actually Chicago. And it's been my dream to be in that show ever since I was little. So that's what really struck me. I actually did a regional show, Chicago. It was a regional production, and that was my first show I booked in the States. And I played one of the Cell Block Tango girls. Her name was Annie, and I just love Fosse and the style and the era. I fall in love with the show, and it's definitely something that I want to pursue when the time is right. Me, I guess.
There's some great videos on your YouTube channel, but and you do everything. You sing, tap dance, and all kinds of styles. But what's it like? What's it like on your body? You're putting your body through some pretty crazy workouts. I mean, you're very fit, but do you have injuries?
Yeah.
Is it really hard?
No. I had a lot of injuries growing up. I was a very competitive dancer when I was younger. So I thankfully for my mom, she put me in every class she could. I grew up pretty much maintaining every style there was, which is really great, because you have to be a triple threat to be over here. If you're anything less than that, you're just not really going to make it. So I try and keep up everything I can. Before my shows, I treat myself to a half-hour warm-up to really warm up my body, because it's just, we're athletes, dancers, so it's really, really important. Also, pre-workout food, post-workout food, feeding yourself with all the right nutrition as well has really helped as well. I just try and keep in shape as much as I can, because you have to be really fit to do 8 to 9 shows a week. That's what we do with one day off. So, today I was at the gym this morning and obviously did a good workout there, and I've got a show tonight. So that's just usually the routine. I try and work out once a day on top of my show, just to maintain my physique, to look good in the costumes, obviously, and also just purely for myself, because it gives me endorphins. Like they say, endorphins give you life, and I'm such a firm believer in that one. And happy people don't kill people. And quoting Legally Blonde there. It honestly feeds me so much life, so I love it. Yeah.
To the shore, I'm riding horses where the wild things grow. I will run like an Indian tomorrow.
younger, there was a TV show called Fame. It's showing my age, and it was huge. It was all about dance in New York and stuff. But like, what for you?
Yes.
For you, like, what inspired you? Like, what any movies or anything in particular?
Any movies? Yeah, Singing in the Rain. Or are you talking about theatre movies?
Yeah,
or
just stuff that inspired you to make. You know, you're a young girl from the Gold Coast, and now you're living in the biggest city in the world, chasing your dream. So, like, what inspired you to like really go for it?
Honestly, the first time I visited New York, and I never really thought much of it before I went. I knew about theatre, but I didn't know that much. And it's not until I see something really like live, until I decided that I could see myself doing this. I mean, it just put two and two together. I love singing, I love acting, I love dancing, and to be able to do something that involves all three is kind of like a dream come true, because you get to do it all. Like, I don't have to choose one, and that was always my struggle growing up. Mum always said, you know, like, you got to decide, like, if you want to continue singing or acting or dancing. And then theatre came along, and I was just like, I can do it all. Like, why not? Why not keep that in? And yeah, but no real particular movies, although I will say my favorite, apart from Chicago, is also Aladdin. I love that musical. Even as a movie as a kid, I used to watch it on repeat all the time. Yeah.
Wow. So does it ever dawn on you that you're actually like in the process of living this dream? I mean, it's an amazing contrast from the Gold Coast to New York, and you're there and you're doing it. You must pinch yourself at times thinking, wow, this is crazy.
I do, but at the same time, I always think obviously Broadway is my goal, and I'm trying everything I can to try and get there, but it's good to stop myself in the moment a few times just to kind of remind myself of how far I've come, but it has taken me I would say I've done everything I can in my power up till now to be there, so I know I've put the work in, and that's, when I look back, I'm very proud of myself for doing that. But at the same time, I know that how far I still have to go, and I always look at the people that inspire me and the people that are in the position right now that I want to be in, and I try and think like them just to try and be on their level. But everything's a work in progress, you know. I just try and hold a goal to myself every day to try and do something or get something done, or whether it be accomplishing like just a handstand or you know, really excelling that quadruple pirouette, whatever it is. It's just having a set goal and really pushing yourself and going for it. That's honestly what helps me get through day to day over here. Instead of just thinking big picture first, you got to think of the small steps to lead up to it. So, yeah.
What's been the best moment so far in the journey for you?
Best moments, definitely whilst I'm on contract, learning how to maintain and have fun on a show for eight times a week. Like, you're doing that for 7 to 8 weeks, and it is the same thing every night, and occasionally it can seem boring, but at the same time, I think the thing that keeps me going is the fact that I've learned to just know how to change it up on stage, and learning to focus on different things, and you're working with different people, and definitely the people that I work with as well. I've met so many people in this community, and everyone is so different and amazing in their own way, and yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I'd love to know the flip side of that then. I mean, I asked before about injuries, and obviously you work really hard at what you do, but like, what's been the hardest moment or the toughest time for you?
Toughest time? Lining up at a call at 6 a.m. in negative 12 degrees several times, like more than several times. I would say, can't even count the amount of auditions I've been to that I've been rejected from, not from my talent, but purely just from a headshot or my height or the way I look. It's
Wow.
just, that's definitely rejection's a big thing to overcome. And I think it's until you realize that you are good enough and you really trust that and you trust yourself and the journey and trusting in that you have everything you've got, it's just not the right timing yet. That's definitely helped me get through the tough times, because it can become very draining going to all these auditions, and just because they don't tell you like that you're not doing right or wrong. They just say, these are the people that we want, and the rest, thank you. Like, that's all.
Wow.
But definitely auditions, that's the tough part. Yeah.
What would you say for young people out there? I mean, you're young yourself and you're chasing your dream, but like, what would you say to young people out there about having a dream and going out there and chasing it?
I would say never stop believing in yourself, even if someone were to tell you that you're not good enough. If you have a passion and you have a dream, and that there alone is bigger than anything else in the world. Only you can see what you see. Only you know the train that you're putting yourself through. And it's up to you to prove to yourself that you can make it happen. You shouldn't have to go out there and prove it to people. If you're proving it to yourself and you put in the work for yourself, you're going to get everything out of that. And you're going to walk away feeling accomplished rather than trying to prove people wrong. So I always feel like I'm doing this for myself. I'm not doing this to please anyone or to prove to anyone that I can do it. This is for me, and that's all you've got to think to really push yourself and achieve your dreams.
Well, it's so cool to have a quick chat with you. All the best with everything you're doing, and thank you for your time, and all the best with it.
Of course, no problem. Thank you for calling me. All the best, thank you.
So there you go. She's a super inspiring young girl. I guess you can jump on her social channels and help out with the voting. Really fun to have her on the show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the platform.